welcome. Another live. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. So bear with me, all right? My name is Henrike Schmidt, in case you don't know who I am yet. And I am the whole brain coach, and I help my clients release limiting thinking patterns and outdated and restrictive social programming by applying brain-based strategies so they can finally go after the life that they so desire and deserve. So today I wanted to talk about probably the term that you have come across if you are at all interested in neuroscience, and that is neuroplasticity. So today I want to explain what it is, all in a nutshell, what it is and how you can use it to actually sculpt your brain. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hey, welcome back. It's worked. Oh, guys, I am so excited that this is actually working. Okay. Whoo. So again, what is neuroplasticity? Let me quickly pull up the definition. So neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experience or following an injury. So the following an injury, I'm going to leave to one side because that is that's the holy grail of neuroplasticity. So I might go into it way at the end of this broadcast. But for now, I want to focus on what we can actually do ourselves. And I don't want you to shoot parts of your brains out, so I'm discounting the injury part. So neuroplasticity. For ages, people assumed that our brains only had this ability to create and reorganize synaptic connections in childhood. But that's been proved wrong. So there is a difference, though, between childhood neuroplasticity and adult neuroplasticity. So as children, our brains are basically Play-Doh. Like, we respond to everything that's happening to us. So for us as parents or caregivers, that basically means don't traumatize your children. Yes, create a safe environment for them where they feel loved and protected, and give them a wide variety of experiences so they can, experiment, play, be creative, which are all really important parts of childhood neuroplasticity. So as you enter your mid-20s, into the 30s, your brain starts to become a bit firmer, let's put it that way. So by that time, you will have developed certain habits, certain behavior patterns, certain thinking patterns. And people sometimes think, well, that's just me, or that's just that guy. Like, he's too old to change anything anymore. But that is not true. So how can you actually, as an adult, sculpt your brain to turn it into something more helpful, to make it help you, be happy and successful in your life? So this is a three-pronged approach, and that it's based on focus, on repetition, and on rest and sleep. So when you're trying to learn something new, I'm just going to say learn something new, learn a new skill, the best thing you can do is focus entirely on this one task, and do this when you're well rested and receptive, and then take a break and rest. So this doesn't have to be a nap, but a nap is great. But it can also just be some downtime, closing your eyes, doing some breathing exercises, putting your feet up, looking outside the window, just reduce the stimulation of your brain right after the learning experience. And the repetition means that the more often you're going to go over this material or practice this new skill, the easier it's going to become. And that's because of another thing that I wanted to mention, and that is a neuroscience slogan that goes, cells that fire together, wire together. Because that's what a thought is, or a movement is, that a certain specific succession of neurons will fire together, one after the other. So if you're doing this once, it's like a fluke thing, oh, there it is, that thought. But if you practice thinking or feeling in that same manner over and over again, this pathway is going to become like a superhighway. So when at first it feels like a chore, it's really exhausting to play a certain chord of the guitar, or to memorize a certain set of vocabulary, the more often you're going to do this, it's going to become, those cells are going to become fused together, and these thoughts are going to be easy. So that is, and there's another thing. Oh my God, we're going, and this is alive, so I'm going to go with it. So when you are, hold on, I've lost that thought now. So you're creating these connections, neural pathways, and I have lost it now. I'm really sorry. I don't know who's watching. Who's watching? Let me check. Who's watching? Comments. Kabat. Hey, I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there. So let me go back. So three-pronged approach. Focus, repetition, and rest and sleep. Because the sleep part is the really crucial part, because the pruning away of no longer helpful thinking pathways is happening during our sleep phases, during our deep sleep phases, to be more precise. And now it's come back to me. What I was going to say is the other thing that is, that our brain is going to work towards is energy efficiency. So when you're practicing a new skill, when you're doing a new activity, or when you're trying to think in a new way, maybe, in a more optimistic way, or when you're trying to invoke different, more positive feelings within yourself, that's going to be energy expensive at first, because they aren't yet, habits, they aren't yet habitual thoughts, instinctive, automatic thoughts. But you have to recruit your higher thinking brain, and that is, energy expensive. But the more often you do it, the deeper down it's going to go in your habit brain, and it's going to become a knee-jerk direction for your thoughts. Whereas right now you may be tending towards negative thinking patterns, then it's going to be the other direction, into the positive thinking patterns. So that's basically it. Yes, neuroplasticity is possible as adults, and you can do it by focusing on what you want to change, and then doing it repeatedly, but doing it while you're rested, and then giving yourself extra rest, extra sleep. Have you ever noticed how when kids are so, totally engrossed in a game, in something, a new activity, they will drop dead at the end of the day? It's because that's when all this neuroplasticity is happening, the reshaping of your brain. Yes? All right. So I want you to go out and tell me in the comments what it is that you would like to change of your behavior, of your thinking patterns, where you would like your brain to actually physically change for the better. All right. My name is Henrike Schmidt. I'm the Whole Brain Coach, and I will be back here next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. I lost my train of thought in the middle of it, or never mind. I would love to see you again there, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. All right. See you later.